Hello, and welcome back to the Thursday Night Kissaten podcast. Thursday Night Kissaten is a podcast that we talk about Japanese TV shows, movies, books, and other pop cultures. We update weekly every Thursday night around 5 p.m. This podcast is written and hosted by me, Cordelia. Hello, my dear listeners. I hope you all are doing well as we found ourselves in the second week of October. Can you believe the holiday season is just around the corner, bringing with a time for reflection and connection? There is a Japanese saying I remembered my grandparents often repeating when I was young. Even though husband and wife are still two individuals, deep down, they remain strangers. This phrase has always stuck with me because it's true that it is impossible to 100% to get to know someone. And I believe it also carries a deeper message that besides getting to know others, the most important thing is to get to know ourselves. Today, in this episode, we're going to talk about the TV show What Did You Eat Yesterday, Season 2. Yes, you heard me right. The most famous gay couple, they came back the last fall after 4 years waiting. We see them back in the real-life TV actions. And in this season, the season 2, we see how Shiro-san becomes himself. What Did You Eat Yesterday is a manga theory written and illustrated by the Fumi Yoshinaga. Please allow me to call her Yoshinaga sensei here. She is such an icon. Yoshinaga sensei has been known for BL manga or boys love manga since in the 1990s. What Did You Eat Yesterday is a slice of life series manga focusing on the relationship between a lawyer, Shiro Kakei, and a hairdresser, Kenji Yubuki. They're living together in Tokyo. This manga was first published in a manga magazine called Morning in 2007. And this year is published up to the 21st volume. In 2019, it was the first adopted into a TV theory by TV Tokyo. And then a series special episode in 2020. And then a movie in 2021. Then, last year, fall 2023, we got the second season of the real-life TV adaptation. They are the favorite couple among all the BL manga. Well, I say they're the most famous gay couples in the manga world. I think that's the right way to describe them. This is a story about bringing the deepest comfort to the heart and the soul. There are people who, on the internet that I saw complain about the show is being too plain. There are not a lot of drama. It's just two uncles living together. But I think in a way that what we're experiencing our own life, like a tsunami in the real life, this kind of plainness is just what we need. Or the plain is the bottom line of the life. Who doesn't want a life without drama? There's no dramas, but what we can see is the mature and healthy views on relationships and discussions on families. Right, this is about family. So if you question like, oh God, Cordelia, when the story going to be end? I would say, no, please. Never let a good story like this to be end, really. Different from focus on the development of relationships in the first season, there are more partnership as Kenji and Shiloh's are getting into, their 40s and 50s. They're not that young anymore, so there's no drama, but only the life, the discussions on the death, the retirement life, that's all they were talking. Besides the queer and gender, the season 2 tells us much more the notions about the life, illness, and also the death, which is true focus of what life can be, bring to whoever as a be. There's a lot of the topic of life that's so relatable in the second season. At the beginning of the season, we see that Shiloh walks into a grocery store, a very local one that he likes to go, and he is bothered by all the price hikes as an inflation, and also he needs to figure out the best way to manage his own life and their lives' daily spends. As Shiloh, mentioned in the past that Shiloh and Kenji are not planning to have kids, so all they need to do is to save a huge amount of money for their retirement life. Shiloh likes to think for a longer time to predict what's going to happen in the future, so he thought about they might need to hire caretakers and other helpers to help with himself and Kenji. See, here's the thing. Even though Shiloh never says anything, but Kenji has always been a part of his life and future. He always has Kenji in his future life. Well, that's the reason why Shiloh is extremely restricted on the budgeting. But still with the very tight budget, Shiloh still needs to think and needs to make the most healthy food for himself and Kenji, because Kenji's annual health check report says that he needs to work on his high cholesterol issue, and Shiloh is really picky about the quality of life. So like a lawyer like him, I think he was supposed to make much more money in a huge law firm with all those commercial cases, but he would rather just work in a smaller firm, but use his time and energy to take care of his family and his partner Kenji and the whole household. Making a good living, have a good living style, lifestyle is way much more important to Shiloh. And in the story, that aging is another topic, that Kenji's weight is going up along with his age, as well as, how much, we noticed that how much Kenji cares about his experience. Kenji is just never making jokes and saying in a very bitter tone that how much he envies Shiloh's forever young-looking face. But the thing is that Kenji has his own way to deal with his, troubles. For example, after noticing a dramatic reductions of hair value, besides going to the hospital, Kenji also changed to a shorter cut here, and all his hairstyle changed. We can see that in the TV show, also in the manga. It's a better look actually. And then in cares too much of the weight that he worries, he will eat less, but still enjoy the good food that made by Shiloh. And Shiloh struggles harder than Kenji. He also has his own way dealing with it, with the increasing of the budget. He just trying his best to make this more balanced and also making much more healthier food. And with his, eyesight, he start getting a better, bad eyesight and start getting glasses. The thing that I like about the way how they deal with their life is they don't deny the life and time. They just adapt it and to make it even better. That's a great adulting. Barely see them complaining about it, and just see them how to make all the troubles as a part of a life and in the most organic way adapting it and make it better. Well, I mean, both Kenji and Shilo in the story, they're approaching their 50s, so of course they're more calm, they complain less, and just to leave. But also about happiness. Like, I think the biggest part of the show is also the story itself, is still how healthy the relationship between Kenji and Shilo is, and getting even healthier, to be honest. Me and a lot of my other friends who are the audience noticed that no matter how and how much Kenji passing, the open kitchen and seeing Shilo making the food, he always oohs and ahs to show that his excitement of the food. And also says that thank you, and says that how delicious the food in the various way to Shilo. Every time, every single time. Such a cheerleader. I think Kenji is the biggest cheerleader to Shilo's life. And also I see the reason why some audience would comment or on the show will complain about that the lifestyle Kenji and Shilo has is too fake, or they complain about the distance between Shilo and Kenji. They think the couple is supposed to be much more closer. Here is what I would like to argue. Like, no matter the family or parents, no matter how much we love them, or the partners in our life, we still need to respect the boundaries in between, isn't it? Like, to be honest, even the partners are still two individuals. Let's go back to the old saying that my grandparents always saying, that still the two individuals are from different families or different world. At the root, at the bottom, they are still strangers. So I think the respect is the basic manner. The borderlines is necessary to be drawn. Like, in the daily life, we have been treating most everything as it should be, rather than start taking the granted from the people or things. Like, then start forgetting others' efforts for showing up for us. We take it granted if there's no boundary. We think, oh, there's supposed to be. There is a very a East Asian way of thinking among the family relationships can end up very toxic, is that you are my daughter, I'm your mom, therefore you should love me for no reason. Because we're wife and husbands, we married, therefore you should cook for me, therefore you should love me, therefore you should know. I think be mindful, right, that they're not something called supposed to. The daughter loved the mom. I think it's because not only the mom gave the life to this daughter, but also the way how the relationship was being fostered, right? Is how the relation was developed. It's not because this, therefore, if there's no actions was being giving out, there's nothing supposed to be received. No gain, no giving, the no take. Be mindful and be appreciated is, be there, show up is the basic request for any kind of relationship. And most importantly for life partners, that they're being there and making the actions and showing that is love. It is already the love, but not to thinking because you're my partner, therefore you should do all those things A, B, C, D for me. Shilo, okay, so here's the thing that I want to argue, that I like how Shilo and Kenji are respect each other, and respect is the borderland, and the way how Shilo expressing his love is by action, and Kenji is more by saying things and receiving and showing appreciation. Like, Shilo has an ex who treat him just like a whatever. He is a typical type of the person that, because he thinks Shilo is the partner, therefore he can just do whatever he wants. Shilo likes this ex a lot because his face is his type. God. I don't think this is superficial, but like, my dear Mr. Lawyer, really? And that act shows up in the second season. It was the first time, I think, showing up in the story that is starting. It was like acted by starting by the Forever Prince. The actor names is Mitsuhiro Oikawa. I have to say, he is really good looking. I understand, Shilo, like, we can relate. But this ex never cleans up after himself and never helps Shilo with any housework. Let's say this thing, like, this is what I kept been repeating in the show, that even though Kenji is the one that on the surface is kind of like looking from the surface that he is the one depends on Shilo, but Shilo actually needs a person like Kenji in his life, because Kenji has been the one that who guides Shilo and to explore his own queerness and healthy relationship. Kenji doesn't just help to share the housework, but also the burden of life. Kenji listens, he cares. And there's one episode that he runs to the market nearby the train stations to buy ingredients that's just because Shilo needs it. It's all by actions. At that episode, that when Shilo was walking Kenji's the back, like the way that, after he left, and how Kenji was taking the actions to respond Shilo's efforts. That was the moment Shilo knows that he is having a good time with this healthy and matured partnership. That's why in his future life, in his future plan, he always has a person like Kenji. Respect, appreciation is the two keys to fostering this very healthy partnership that we see in this story. And also the boundaries. Oh God, no wonder they're the most beloved couple in the BL world. Not this BL world, but I think that they were beloved by the nation for sure. Again, family and the death have been mentioned so many times in the season 2. At the beginning of the season 2, Shilo's parents actually visit a modern style tomb for their future use. If in the story that Shilo is 49 or 50 years old, I think his parents must be in their 70s. I think so, yeah. Both Shilo's parents know that Shilo is gay, but still not fully 100% take it with them. Well, they're older generations, and I have to be very honest with the audience here that East Asian culture, that the misogynistic and homophobia is still very deeply rooted. Yeah. So Shilo's parents always feel sorry, and they feel sorry and pity for Shilo, and as in their mind that being gay is something unfortunate. Yes, this is the thing. They think it's an unlucky thing, unfortunate thing to be gay. So Shilo's parents don't believe that the queer is born with, but something that about education. Even though that they met Kenji for one of their New Year's Day, knowing that Kenji is a person but not a fantasy, but still, Shilo's mom fainted after Shilo and Kenji left that day on the New Year's Day. So Shilo talks once in the show that how East Asian parents' love is always conditional, which makes it hard for kids to return their love and care to their parents because they think it's all hard and limited. But for Shilo, he needs to show his parents that he is giving a good life with his own identity and also his partner. But this time, besides bringing the gift to Kenji, this isn't how the parents accepting things. The mom was fainted, but they still like Kenji because they were like, oh, he's a real person and he has personality and he's actually a great person. So in the show, okay, this is a very traditional way of parents thinking. They were like, they're not even just bring Kenji as like a gift, and it had a suggestion. They were like, they were at the place where they are thinking about their future. So the mom suggests why not have Kenji in their family tomb. Okay, this is something about the Japanese culture that the wife, after death, they won't go back to their own family's tomb. They will be merged into with their husband's tomb. They will be like a family because the wife is a part of the family now. So the mom actually suggesting Shilo that for the family tomb, that why not they have a spot left for Kenji, so they see Kenji as a wife. See, there's still gender there. There's a very rooted about that. So if a wife is married in Japan to her husband, so she is supposed to be buried with the husband's into his husband's family too. So based on Shilo's mom's suggestion, means that in her eyes, right, Kenji is a part of family again, but Kenji is Shilo's wife, which is very problematic. But this is the baseline that Shilo's parents can take. It is problematic, but as we mentioned, how amazing person that Kenji he is amazing person, that how he always see the bright side of the things. He takes it as a great deal in a very super positive way, that he says, oh my god, Shilo, your mom takes me as a family. And he says, oh, the family drama is going to happen after life in the heaven then. We're gonna live with them. I'm gonna live with my mother-in-law. And he's so excited and then asks, what will Shilo do if Kenji and Shilo's mom fight in heaven? And who Shilo is going to help? Oh, I love Kenji. I love Kenji, the way how he sees the family, but also in this season that Shilo was officially introduced to Kenji's mom and all Kenji's sister in a very traditional way. It's just a way that how they see each other as a family, and how the families they use their own way to accept and adopt this gay couple and their relationship and their partnership. For me, it's so comforting and heartwarming. Parents maybe cannot take that much, right? Like Shilo mentioned once, that is East Asian parents' love is always conditional, never unconditional. The kids have to pay price and to show that they're being worth to love and then to receive love. But I think how to heal this part in the story is how Kenji and Shilo, their healthy relationship, help each other to heal. The healthy relation, the healthy partnership, supposed to be to two of the people with each other, to create a safe space to heal. And when they realize that they can heal, and that is the love. So for me, that what I see, that both Kenji's and Shilo's parents, they're using their own way to fostering a safe space for their kids, but still in their own way to accept, to adopt the partner that they chosen for their life. It's a huge improvement, to be honest. Again, that I think love can be shown in so many different shapes, in so many different ways. Love is never just the words about love, it's about actions. It is about what to take and how to give. And also, the space we created for other people to heal. Just like what my grandparents always said, that wife and husbands, friends, partners are all strangers. That's why we have the chosen families, not really the people who have to be blood related to know how to love each other. But it's about those how to provide the space to heal equally and with the respect and the appreciation. To be honest, I think there's no way to deny a good story, a good TV show and manga like What Did You Eat Yesterday? Thank you again for listening to this episode. I will speak to you again